Well, greetings. Okay, it's Holy Smoking Pie Padre, and I am smoking my gourd calabash. Smoking, of course, some of my delicious pirate cake tonight. I haven't smoked a pipe in about a week. I've been so busy. So today was my day off, and amongst other things, I decided I was just going to really treat myself and enjoy a nice winter evening, smoking my gourd calabash with some pirate cake and listening to some Schoenberg, Verklärte Nacht. Just a few little shout outs to some people. I was happy to learn that Backcountry Pipes, I think, finally got the half and half I sent him about 3 months ago. You gotta love that Canadian Post. Go Canada Post. They got it there pretty fast, I think, too, according to Old Northern Smoky. And by the way, folks, if you want to see, I know the little Smoke S. I affectionately going to call her the little Northern Smoke S. His daughter had a really great little video the other day. She was making some kind of cytoplasm or something for a science project. Talk about personality plus, and just a great video, just a lot of fun. You can see that she definitely is Dan's daughter. Yeah, really, really great. But again, I was just saying that I'm just amazed at the speed of Canada Post. Okay. Also, Yogi got his some tobacco I sent him. I'm very happy to learn that he's now hopefully enjoying some GLP's Black Point. And also our dear friend in Southampton there in the UK, Tim Milverton, 68, got some Stonehaven. So I hope you enjoy that, Tim. Okay. Well, this is just more of a reflective video tonight. I'm not going to hopefully drone on too long. But I got a little comment from Bruno, which really provoked me to make a response this evening, based on kind of a technology thing here. Again, I'm using my new MacBook Air, and as I'm uploading for the second time one of my newer videos about the MacBook Air, and also about the interesting video exchange between One Man Smoke and I think Backy Butcher and some other folks. It didn't go through the first time, I don't think. If it did, and I find out that I have 2 copies, and then I'll just delete one. But as I was checking my my inbox to YouTube, I had something from Bruno, and he had asked me what I thought of the Steve Jobs book. And it's interesting because I did finish it. And tonight, as I was going through my old CD collection, and the thing about the MacBook Air, I wonder if I can even just do this here without upsetting the apple cart or the tobacco truck. Well, I can do it the old-fashioned way. I'm going to show you something here. Notice on the MacBook Air, there is no slot for an optical drive. That's why it's so thin. Okay? No slot for an optical drive. Okay? And we have, well, maybe some people may not would choose to disagree. We have the late Steve Jobs to thank for that. And I have to say, on one hand, I was going through some of my CDs. I was trying to think of some music I wanted to play in the background tonight. And I've been kind of going back in my mind to a lot of the earlier music that I really enjoyed when I was in seminary, when I was in college. And again, we're talking early Devonian period with me, my age. So I started thinking, oh, I wonder if I still have this CD, or I wonder if I still have that CD. And then later today, or earlier this morning, because I've just uploaded all of my software, everything I have now is running Lion. Still give me one if you're out there listening. I did upgrade to the new iCloud service. And I was surprised that what it does is getting a lot of ashes on my new MacBook Air. Oh boy, yeah, that probably is not the greatest thing. I was going to talk to you a little bit about smoking. We talk about, the world talks about how bad secondhand smoke is. And, I was thinking, I went to the store tonight to buy some food, and I don't know about you, but I really like things like smoked cheese and smoked meats. And I was wondering, do those constitute secondhand smoke? I mean, people don't tolerate smoke at all, so why would they tolerate smoke in their food? Think about it, I mean, that could be potentially harmful. I mean, if secondhand smoke kills, well, secondhand smoked turkey is probably very deadly for you. And secondhand smoked cheddar or mozzarella or Gouda, they're probably, lethal. So secondhand smoke and smoked turkeys and smoked cheeses must be very, very harmful to you. Just like Canada Post is really efficient. Okay, so anyway, getting back to the digital versus the CD debate in the Steve Jobs book. What's interesting is that I have, just like probably all of you have, hundreds and maybe thousands of CDs, literally, over a 25-year period as I was collecting, CDs, I have all these CDs. And, I thought having all these CDs would be a good investment because they typically are pretty durable, unlike, say, the vinyl records or the tapes that oxidized. And so it seemed to me that CDs were really something that was going to be around for quite a long time, with quality, quality. Well, what's interesting is when I noticed that the MacBook Air doesn't have an optical drive, i.e. CD or DVD player really, and the DVD players and the super drives that I have in my Mac Pro over there and my little Mac right here, they're getting kind of worn out. And so I went out and thought, well, I guess I'll have to try to find another external DVD CD-ROM drive. And they make one especially for the MacBook Air. At least they did 3 years ago, and they still have them. They're still available. Kind of pricey. But again, Steve Jobs and others, he wasn't the only one, but really were anxious to move the digital divide even further. And because of his efforts, we're probably in a few years are going to not see, or might be very hard to get after a while, our CD-ROM, our DVD players. I'd say 75%, maybe 80% of all of the music that I now purchase and play is a digital format. It's all downloaded through iTunes or the Apple store, you know, my Apple TV for movies and TV shows and music. And so that was a real big movement that Steve Jobs really kind of pushed the world, if you will, and saying we're going to go in this direction. And a lot of people are still kind of dragging and screaming and saying they don't want to go there. Which gets me back now to the real point of this video, is to kind of give me a little review of the book on Steve Jobs. Walter Isaacson, the guy who wrote the book, I have to say, wrote a very... Let me just say this. He didn't sugarcoat it, okay? You don't walk away from this book thinking that Steve Jobs is, you know, the patron saint of laptops or the patron saint of iMacs or the patron saint of the digital world. You just don't walk away with that feeling at all. You walk away with a guy who was extremely gifted at creating a need and then selling it to people. You walk away with the feeling that this guy in many ways was extremely manipulative. He was a tyrant. He didn't suffer fools kindly at all. If you had any self-worth issues, you probably would not last more than a few minutes with Steve Jobs unless you had a really good idea that he thought he could cannibalize and make his own. You know, he did things the old-fashioned way. He stole them. Now, that's not to say I hate Steve Jobs. I think he's a jerk, and, you know, no, I have a lot of respect for the late Steve Jobs. I can say that I wasn't surprised by the book. It's interesting that Steve Jobs obviously is not going to be reading this book. If he does, maybe he might be reading it, well, wherever. Maybe if they have Kindles or if it's in the cloud, you know. But it's a fascinating book. I did enjoy it. It captivated me. There was a lot of good stuff there that I learned some interesting things about his life and just about the whole, you know, world of Apple. You know, some of the lessons that he learned the hard way, those were pretty valuable, both in his professional life and his personal life. And again, I know I'm not saying anything really new. I mean, there's been so many other people who have done real great reviews on the book. And again, the book is an interesting book if you really want to know about him, but even more about, you know, Apple, and I think about the digital revolution. So if you're interested in that book and you're wondering, well, should I spend the money and get it? I would recommend it. I certainly would recommend it. I mean, if you're a person who really likes technology and, you know, kind of, you know, there was some, I can't remember everything, but it was just a lot of interesting things about, not just about the beginnings of Apple, but some of the things that Steve Jobs put into place just before he died. A lot of people kind of think that Apple's days are the heyday of Apple is now behind, and, you know, the glory years of the golden age is gone. You know, the goose that laid the golden eggs is obviously gone. I don't know if that's 100% accurate. Certainly Steve Jobs had a lot of drive, and he had a lot of ideas. Supposedly he had a lot of interesting patents. If somebody was really in the know and you were checking the patent office, and you wanted to know which way Steve Jobs was going. The guy had hundreds, maybe thousands of patents in his name, along with other people, but his name was on the patent too. And it was interesting because there was just a lot of little interesting things that you would see from time to time, and you go, "Wow, why is he getting a patent on this special glass, which was called Gorilla Glass, made by Corning, and it's what's on the iPhone 4, and it's a very durable, flexible glass. You know, most glass, you try to bend it, it breaks. This can take a really interesting degree of bend without breaking. It's pretty durable stuff, hence called Gorilla Glass." Now, this is like the Battle of Harlock 1495 or something like that. My iTunes library shifted on me again. But anyway, so I hope you got something out of that. Bruno, if you're watching, how are you doing? And I wish all of you an early, well, I'll say, you know, a blessed Christmas, happy holidays. There'll be another Christmas video coming up here pretty soon. But until then, have a great Advent, and we'll be seeing you soon. Again, thanks for watching, and light up your world. Tomorrow is St. Nicholas Day, so if you're inclined, go light a candle or go light a pipe and light up your world. Thanks for watching.